have a lot of rain coming very soon. In fact, it's sprinkling now, and I have a bunch of garlic. So this is 271 cloves of garlic. Yes, I counted. And I'm going to be interplanting them in between most of the beds, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done real quickly because I have my camera out and I don't want them to get wet. So just a real quick overview, how do you plant garlic? So here are your garlic cloves. I'm using 2 cameras, so. Oh no, here's the rain, crap. So you have the bottom part, this is where the roots are gonna grow, and this is the top shoot. Crap, I thought I had enough time. So you're just gonna plant it just as deep, a little bit deeper than it is what touched me. So here we go. I'm just putting it down. That is it. You just push it into the soil. Here comes the rain. And I am putting it in between my plants. Not only is garlic a great companion plant for literally any plant that you have, it is going to help repel a lot of those insects, the harmful insects that you do not want to have in your garden. So I plant them in the fall. They're going to develop their roots, and in the spring they're going to grow up. And then by midsummer we'll have hopefully 271 heads of garlic. Okay, I'm back. It is a couple days later. I did not finish planting the garlic. The rain started coming down and it washed me out. So I'm going to get this done very quickly. It is windy, so I hope that you can hear me. I wanted to point out before I started planting the garlic that I am growing over the fall, this is a soft neck variety garlic. The brand was California something, I don't exactly remember. And I chose to plant the soft neck garlic so that 1, I could braid it. 2, soft neck garlic lasts longer in storage than hard neck does. And I wanted to pick something that would last longer than a couple of months. Typically your soft neck garlic will last anywhere between 6 and 12 months depending on how you store it. Whenever you are planting your garlic, what you want to do is you have the flat bottom side here and then you have the pointy tip. Point always goes up, and this is where the roots are going to grow from. It's very simple to plant it, probably the easiest thing to plant. So you're going to plant your garlic deeper than the very top. So you don't want to like super put it under the soil, right? But you want to cover it completely with the soil so that it will grow a healthy head of garlic. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay out where I'm going to place the garlic in this bed. I do have a bunch of other stuff growing, so I'm just interplanting. That is the goal with the garlic. Garlic helps to repel a bunch of pests that you don't want in your garden. And it takes up very little space, so companion planting with garlic is a no-brainer, really. So real quick, I'm going to lay it all out. I'm quite surprised that these tomato plants are still going. I'm very happy that these tomato plants are still going. I did not expect them to. When I put them here, I just kind of figured, they're going to die really quickly, just like these did. This is a tomato plant, dead and gone. So I'm just going to, lots of shoots here. I have not been keeping up. I'm just putting this here in my trellis and get it to go up. I don't know how much longer this is going to last for. So it is helpful, at least for me, to just lay out the garlic where I'm going to plant it first, because I have been known to forget things. I forget where I'm planting things. I forget what I'm doing most of the time. I do also want to say real quick that your garlic... Okay, phone rang. I have no idea what I was saying. You don't have to plant your garlic too far apart. In fact, you can plant your garlic 4 to 6 inches apart and it will grow just fine. You don't want to plant them too close, of course, because then they will not head up very well. Okay. All right, close up. So here's what we're gonna do. Push the garlic down. See how it's in there and it's covered? Cover it with soil. Boom. It is seriously that easy. This is oregano. Isn't that pretty? So that's it with the garlic. You just push it into the soil and wait for it to grow. I prefer growing the garlic in the winter because I seem to have, or in the fall through the winter, I always have a better harvest. I always do better with the gardens in the fall and winter anyway. So by midsummer, we should have a nice garlic harvest. So typically, your garlic will take, if you plant it over the fall and winter, it'll take about 6 months to come to maturity. If you plant your garlic in the spring, it'll take about 9 months. So plant it in the spring, you'll be harvesting by fall. I prefer to do the fall route. Now, another thing whenever it comes to planting your garlic needs at minimum 6 hours of sun per day. And I am planting it in the part of the garden that gets 6 hours of sun. If I were to plant it on this side of the garden, it would only get about 4 hours and it would not head up very nicely at all. So that's why I'm choosing to plant it over here. Oh, peppers. Oh yeah, look at them peppers. Lovely. I want them to get a little bigger. Oh, we got some tomato plants going here too. Did not expect these to do anything. They're putting on little blooms. These are just little wild things. They won't last very long. Celery, oh, you came back. Now, like I have said many times, I have a lot of stuff growing in all of these beds. Quite a lot of stuff. All right, I'm gonna pull these out. These are spent basil. Trying to grow a little bit more basil. Okay, I think this is a weed. Yeah, that's a weed. We're gonna pull that out of there. That is nothing that I planted. A lot of weeds in this bed. Oh, I stepped on my tomato plant. Carrots are starting to come up. That's great. Here's another thing that I'm keeping in mind. These are going to grow throughout the fall, winter, spring, and into summer. I still need to have space to grow in these beds to grow all the other plants I want to grow. So I am selectively just placing. I'm not filling these beds completely full of garlic. I am scattering the garlic throughout the entire garden. If you want to dedicate just one bed or 2 beds to garlic, all power to you. Go for it. I totally encourage you to just grow some garlic. It doesn't even matter how you grow garlic. Right, well that is all that I have for now. It's going to take me a little bit longer to plant these. Husband's home, so he's going to come down here probably and talk to me a little bit. So I'm just going to end the video here. I don't think I really have much more to say except for you just watching me plant garlic, which can be tedious and slightly boring. I totally get it. So I'm going to plant these. I might hop back on here and, I don't know, maybe just show you the garden, what it looks like. Maybe give you a rundown of where I put the garlic. Okay, I've made up my mind. That's what I'm going to do. I'll see you back in just a bit. Alrighty, I got 271 cloves of garlic planted. Hopefully that'll at least give us 250 heads of garlic. Every clove that you plant is not likely to grow. You know, with any plant you do, they're not always going to grow. So, I planted the garlic cloves throughout the entire this side of the garden. So in this bed, and are planted in between all of these Chinese cabbages. This bed mostly was garlic anyway, and I just kind of put the extras throughout here. This is mullein, and pear tree. Over here by this pear tree, yes, it's still messy in the background, I put garlic all around. And we can see over here, I put radishes, and this is a white icicle radish. You see it's starting to head up there. I put garlic right there by that kumquat tree. I put garlic throughout here by this little tiny apple tree. And I put a lot of garlic here. This is iceberg lettuce, the head lettuce, and in between you can actually kind of see some of the spots. I put a bunch of garlic in there. Right there on the end, that's an avocado tree. I only put 2 cloves over there because as I was planting them, and then I remembered, or decided, I guess, however you want to put it, I'm not sure about what's happening over here. So we've got pumpkins that are still kind of doing their thing. A lot of things have died. Things come out here, vermin, digging everything up. So these 2 beds have become one giant bed. So I still need to fix this, and I decided not to put any of the garlic here because I need to fix this area still. Now look, you can see here, is not happy. It's starting to die. There's some powdery mildew there. But then I went to try to lift it, and it has re-rooted right there. And then I follow the vine, and there's a pumpkin. And over here, a little pumpkin trying to grow. So it's not the prettiest patch, that's for sure. But it's putting on some pumpkins. Let's walk over here. Look at this, right here on the fence. Look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing right here? Man, that grew a lot. You can see those lines. It was growing in the fence, so I got it out of the fencing, and just in the last couple of days, it has gotten really large. Oh, and there's one over there too. Let's go check it out. Are there any over here? Like little ones. Yeah, a bunch of little ones. This one right here, it is starting to blush. This very well could be a pie pumpkin. It is very, very little. Oh, and something got into it. It's soft and mushy. Well. Yep. Oh, the whole plant? Okay. Cool, we took the whole plant down. Whoop. So we can see something has started digging in there. So we can just take this inside and see if, we'll just cut it open. It's kind of soft. Next year I will have a much better pumpkin year because I have found the ideal space to plant the pumpkin. It took a while to find that ideal space and to create the bed. Look at these tomatoes. They're still trying too. There is some garlic in here, but not really many. I really just did it along the back wall there. Oh, look. These are cayenne peppers. This one's starting to blush and has a hole in it. There's some peppers there. Very cool. I want those peppers, but I want them bigger, so I'm going to leave them alone. So there's garlic in all of the beds. Oh, look over here. Forgot about this. Look at that mint. Put on quite a bit of growth really quickly. And over here, so here's a celery, and then we have carrots down here. I'm not ready to pull that one yet, though. Couple of carrots. All this marigold. I'm going to come harvest a lot of this marigold, and then what I'm going to do with it is soak it in a infuse it, I guess, in olive oil, so that I can use the olive oil in about 4 to 6 weeks after it's been infused to make a salve. And if you don't know what a salve is, basically it's just like a really thick lotion. Marigold is a cousin plant to calendula, so it is very good for the skin. It helps with scrapes and burns and itchiness, like I've been tore up by mosquitoes, so I want to try the marigold salve to see if it kind of helps with the itchiness of all the bugs. I do have reactions whenever I get bit by bugs. And I guess because of me and my genes, my son Landon also has the thing, but he's like super allergic whenever it comes to getting bit by anything with saliva. So I'm wanting to try the marigold, make it into a salve, just kind of see. I've not done it before, so it's something that I'm interested in doing. I have been looking a lot into herbalism lately. I've taken a couple of courses. I've been kind of getting my apothecary ready for the cold and flu season. And I'm really finding myself very interested in learning herbalism. You know, I don't take a whole lot of medicines. I prefer not to, except for Benadryl. Kind of have to take Benadryl sometimes. You know, it's just the itchiness is too much whenever I'm out here, especially in the spring and summer. The mosquitoes are dying down, so I only got a couple of bites this time. I'm not covered, so, you know, progress. Okay, now I'm going to end the video. That is all that I have for today. Hopefully you learned something about planting garlic. And I will see you next time here on Hollow Acres Homestead.